Hello and good morning. Welcome to Coffee Chat with me, Joni Masiak. And I am so excited for today's topic because I really feel it's something we need to talk about. I have hair all over the place there, guys. Okay. So grab your coffee, your tea, your smoothie, anything you like to have at this hour, and come chat with me. So today we are talking about beliefs. Now, not just any kind of belief, but the kind that aren't ours. And there might be a lot of your beliefs that are going on that you might have just came from generation. But today I'm really going to laser in on the ones that people have been telling us our whole life, or just even one in passing that's really stuck with you through the years. And now maybe you've changed your life to do them, and maybe some of them might actually be beneficial and some of them might not be. So have you ever had anybody tell you that, you're not pretty enough? You're a girl, so you can't do this. Or you're a girl or a woman and you can't, or you have to do this. Or you're not smart enough. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a little bit. And, these beliefs that people are putting you in their mold. They can be labeling you with actual descriptions, things that aren't who you are deep down. And now this can come from parents, can come from other family members, teachers, media. Yeah, even the media tells us things. And social media. And we have even just society, magazines, TV shows, media. So it might not be fully directed at you, but it's those things that they can really start changing our beliefs. And like I said, some can be good and some are not so great. So today I would actually like to share a little bit about my own journey through this. When I was in, I think, elementary school, I'm not even sure what grade anymore. I have to go back and ask my parents. But when I was in elementary school, I was diagnosed with a learning disability. A mild one, like nothing too severe, but a mild one. And I think in that moment, everything that people have told me, like I'm not smart enough. My dad's told me before growing up, it's like, you don't even know proper English. You don't know how to spell. Why would you learn French? Like it wasn't directed at me, but it was about me. And so I heard all these thoughts my whole time, and just being diagnosed with the learning disability really made it all real. And that's when I really started giving up on school, giving up on myself. Why would I try and learn if I have a learning disability? We'll get more into this. Like, don't worry, I didn't give up on myself. But that's where I was at. I had parents that didn't like school. They didn't like the school system. I had this learning disability. And I kind of gave up. I gave up on French. I never cared 2 cents about French. I just sat there, kept failing. That was back in the day when you could fail a course, and I just kept gliding through the school system. It was until I changed high schools and it was for grade 11 and 12. I decided to go after a passion of mine, fashion design. So I changed schools, lived with my grandma. It was in a different city, just a half hour away from my parents. And that is where my life changed. I didn't have, a big group of people I grew up with. I was starting the childhood friends. I was making new friends. And I really decided it was like a fresh state, like in my brain, I guess. I didn't really notice it at the time, but I started caring about school. I was like, I'm doing something for me here. I'm going after a dream of mine. And it was in that moment that, or in those moments, that I actually had really good teachers. I had teachers believing in me again, not just kind of brushing me off. I had teachers that stood up for me, teachers that really told me when I was doing a great job, not just when I was doing a bad job. And it was just this incredible, I really got into loving school. And it just was so nice to have those teachers to support me and tell me I could do it. And it was just having those moments of belief from somebody else that was really impressive. And it was starting to change my perspective. Now, I still did have that lingering learning disability. And for a lot of the time, it's about spelling and reading and things like that. So whenever in English, we have to do reading out loud, I would almost throw up because I was like, not again. Do I have to sound like I'm in, grade 1 or 2 reading? So it was really, like I said, though, I had teachers that saw that and they changed the reading style in the class. So I could learn without being in fear constantly of being called on. And it was just really incredible. So let's fast forward to college. So I ended up taking a course, fashion design, where I discovered I learned differently. It wasn't about being stupid. It wasn't like all these labels I had on it. So I was labeled, I had a learning disability. Well, no one told me what that meant. No one said how I could better myself. None of this, right? It's like, let's throw a title on you and just leave it be and not help you anywhere. So I get to college and I realize I picked a course that was about hands-on. So I watched my instructor sew and you take notes. So luckily no one had to read my notes because they were horrible because I'm trying to watch and write at the same time. I think eventually I learned that I was just better on watching and not writing. And then I had to take a history course. And that's where it really showed me that it's not about a disability. It's about that I learned differently. And it's really incredible when you realize that, these things that people put on you, these labels, aren't necessarily true. And so here I am, history class. You just sit there and they just kind of read things out from the textbook or read off things aside. And I realized I really had a hard time in that class because I just couldn't take information in like that. So then afterwards, that kind of was a light bulb moment. And then I started meeting other people once I graduated and got into the real world, per se, the work world. And I realized that I'm not the only one that, I started talking to friends. And, it's all about how we learn differently. So, and then I met my incredible husband. And at the time we were just dating. But he was very patient with me when I was like, how do you spell this? Even today, if I have a hard word, I ask him or I ask Google. And it's just about knowing that there's something maybe different, but embracing it in a different way. It's not labeling it in a negative way like I did for a good chunk of my childhood. And it can be as, people saying, you're fat, you're ugly. It can be all these beliefs. It can be there's so many different beliefs that people can put on us and labels. And then when it becomes from a professional point of view, I went through all these tests and was labeled with a learning disability. Then it became real, but it wasn't real. I read so much now. And for that, I know how to spell better. Because I'm reading and then I'm writing more, and the more I write, the better I get. So having this learning disability really kept me small for so many years. And at first, it slowly started to change, and I got, more motivated in the later years in high school. But even in my 20s, I was still telling myself and telling even other people where it's oh, I'm sorry, I have a learning disability. I was still letting that be a part of my life. And now today, I haven't, even mentioned these words for years until today to just share this story with you. Because to me, it's not who I am anymore. I learned differently and I've figured out how to make that work for me. So, what beliefs have you been living like that you've been kind of telling yourself that maybe aren't yours? I'm just trying to think of some, like there's so many that could be there. Even another one for me is I'll never lose weight. Or, it could even be about money. A lot of us probably heard, for me, it's like money doesn't grow on trees. Well, you come from a poverty family, you're always going to be poor. Like those kinds of things. What kind of beliefs are you hanging on to that don't really serve you? We can really latch onto things, and I really want to focus on, well, we can focus on any area of beliefs that have been kind of holding you back or having you play small with life and with yourself. But the big ones are, what have people told you, about your physical, your mindset, things that are really just keeping you small because somebody said something negative. And the thing is, like, I can look back at my story and I could be mad at, the people that even said, hey, you have a disability, and not really took the next steps to say, okay, so this is what you do next. Or, how about we see if you can learn differently, or like those things. So I can get frustrated at that, or at my parents for not like looking into it further. But that doesn't serve anything. And it's a great learning experience. It's actually kind of empowering watching everything play out and how I really came into my own and embracing it. And the thing is, people only know what they've been taught. So when I was in school, maybe the education wasn't there that people learned differently. So glad now that things are different and the school systems and things are finally changing. And the good news is, for me as a parent now, I get to take that knowledge and really bring that back to my kids. So it's about, after these beliefs, like you can get angry, you can write it out, get it down, and then it's about, what do you do next? How can you change the story, your journey? It doesn't have to be this way anymore. Take a breath. You're amazing just as you are, right here, right now, today, tomorrow. Well, let's go with today. And because tomorrow will be great too. But we're talking about today. You're incredible. And whatever you're going through, maybe you can't do it alone, but that's why you reach out to people. And that's why we have this amazing group. And just like my teachers, when I was in grade 11 and 12, who supported me, I'm here to support you. If you are ready to really break through those beliefs that some of us have been told these things since we were 2 or younger. And it takes a lot of time to really shift that, or it can. And that's what I'm really good at, is really helping and get rid of those beliefs, or really just, maybe not rid of, but really shifting that. If you are ready, and also to have like a cheerleader in your corner, somebody that believes in you, somebody that is like, okay, you got this, like you're here, and you want to go, you're here, and you want to go here. So how do you do that? In a positive way. I'm not going to be like crazy boot camper, or, like, get her done. Like, I'm going to be there cheering you on. You've got this. You're incredible. So this is the last time I'll be offering this for about a month or so, maybe a little longer, just because of my schedule. And I have a really fun little project on the go for June that I'll be sharing throughout June, and then it will be ready for July. And this is the last time, so that's why, I got a thumbs up. Oh, hello, Penny. And so this is the last time, unfortunately, for about a month that I'm going to open up my phone lines. So if you're ready to, shed those beliefs that are just holding you back, I would love to talk to you. So I will share my calendar link and you can book a spot with me right away and we can jump on the phone and let's get chatting. Let me be your cheerleader and cheer you along. I've had so many amazing people help me along my path and I want to be that person for you. I hope you, oh, actually, a quick thing before we go, we're going to pull a card from the Life Loves Me deck because I know we're running over a little time. So I'm just going to see what we'd like to hear. What do we need to hear today? What do we need to hear to bring in this week? What do we need to hear? Love speaks to me all through the day. When you don't know what to do, focus on love. Love is an infinite intelligence that will always help you if you let it. That is beautiful. And I think that lines up very well with what I was posting this week and with today. I hope you have an amazing day. Sending you lots of love. Have a beautiful week, a beautiful day. Bye for now.